Hi, I'm back, and I'm sorry I had to delete the last take of the cobbler, the dessert that the size. I decided to go with, as far as to go with our Elvis hunk of love uh, cashew, our version of cashew chicken. We're calling it hunk of love because I use peanut butter and bananas. But anyway, I'm going to go with a side of mashed potatoes, even though I have this entree on a bed of rice. I showed you that earlier today. That you probably still got that video. But in meantime, our dessert finished, and it turned out just perfect with those juices. I did add the cornstarch, and took a tip from Gina's show, and added for 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, I added a half a teaspoon of baking soda because it didn't seem to be getting thick, and that did cause a reaction, and it thickened just fine. I added some more seasonings to that because I didn't like the color, so I added some more allspice, cinnamon, and vanilla to give it more of a brown color, and it turned out very, very nice. So we got that. I'll have to get some ice cream to go with it, but anyway, so we've got our side of mashed potatoes. We got it on a bed of rice. I've got a salad that I had in the fridge that I'm going to use up the rest of that salad. It was still nice and fresh, so we do have a salad, but I think I'm also going to go with a second green vegetable because there's only a little bit of salad, and so those mashed potatoes, and we'll go with let's see, I think we'll go with broccoli. That's something everybody likes, and Chef Jim has come to join us for dinner, and I have another volunteer, a good friend of the family, and we are going to. Goodbye. Get out of my way. Okay. Anyway, we got another good friend working with us, and I'm gonna have to put something in there. I'm in the freezer. Here, I'll put this water up underneath that because it's kind of unbalanced. I don't know what's... Oh, okay, something isn't right. It's going to fall. Why must we have incidents like that? My freezer's a little too full. I think that's the problem. We'll have to have a show on what to do about a freezer that's way too full. So anyway, there we go. It's fixed for now. Okay. What did I do? Okay, good. The broccoli was right on top of that. I usually have it on a different shelf, but this time I put everything in a different area because, okay, it only takes about 20 minutes. I do frozen broccoli. There's different types of broccoli. You know, I'm getting some work done upstairs, so you'll see Chef Jim's marching back and forth. He's been AWL for the past 2 weeks or so, and so I had to call in my other volunteer to help, and he's going to show him where everything is. So if you see, Chef Jim also helps with the handyman stuff. So if you see him marching back and forth, that's why. Okay. So anyway, we want to get that broccoli on. It takes about 20 minutes. I usually put mostly like a half stick of butter. You know how to do that. And very, very little water. So we'll be having the broccoli, a side salad. We got 2 starches and our entree. And and then we got our dessert. I didn't want to put a lid on that after I took it out of the oven because I don't want that to get soggy. But what I will do, I could sample a little bit. Let's see how that tastes. We're going to sample that dessert, and we'll be back to try the other. I did taste it. Look how nice and thick that liquid is just perfect now. And that crust is crispy, and we got our vegetables down in there that we were, using. Now I'm going to give it a bite. Looks good, smells good. Oh my God. Tastes wonderful. And if I have to put that back in the oven, it'll be just fine. I gotta get another bite of that. Here, you try it too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll be able to put it back in for a little bit if I need to. And no harm will be done. I kind of planned it that way. So, because I wanted to have it hot so I can melt, or it'll melt over ice cream or your favorite yogurt, or however you like to eat your cobbler, or just plain. So that's the dinner in the making for our event, our outing, or just a family dinner will be just fine. And I'll probably make my potatoes a little bit thinner. That's just those packets. They only cost $1 a piece. Oh, I just threw the, hold on a second. Okay, I just threw there. That's the type of potatoes we're going to have with it. I've never tried this one. Smoky, cheesy, or smoky cheese and bacon. But they have several varieties of that. So there we'll have it, and I'll have the table set, have it all plated up so it's nice and pretty in case you want to have it for your family outing or an event. And that was what I wanted to share with you, that I did make that correction on that cobbler. So if you ever have that problem, oops, forgot to add a thickener to your juices and you need to correct it, just review this. It's quite simple. Just pour those juices off that are too thin and set them aside. You can come back to it the next day, put your cobbler, freeze it. I recommend, because when you take it out to bake it, it's going to be just like you just made it. And then in the meantime, take those juices, add your either 2 tablespoons of flour for a roux to thicken it, or get the cornstarch and 2 tablespoons. It's the ratio is 2 tablespoons to a half a teaspoon of baking soda. And I put mine directly into the pot with the with the juices that were too thin. Stirred it up, and it took it, I'd say, about 10 minutes or 10 to 12 minutes to thicken after I put that baking soda in there. That reaction did bring about that thickening. And then I stirred it. It had started bubbling a little bit. And then I just turned the burner off because I didn't want to scorch it or anything. And within another 5 minutes, it was almost too thick. So I added about a 1/4 cup of water, or just to thin it down, because it was almost like a gel had formed. The sauce had formed almost like a jelly. So I thinned it just a little bit more, stirred it continuously, and let it sit again, and it turned out just right. And replaced that liquid in with the cobbler, and put it back in to the oven, and then it turned out perfect. So you can come back and join us tomorrow for the May Magic Show, where we're going to have our dinner, and we will be having the magic show between 3 and 6. So do join us and have a blessed evening. It's about time to wrap it up, and as soon as I get things plated, we'll come back. Alrighty, talk to you in a little bit.